This is Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance, and we are speaking with Dr. Cordelia Ontiveros. She is the interim dean of the College of Engineering at Cal Poly Pomona. And I know you're but you're the first female dean of the College of Engineering at Cal Poly Pomona.
Yes, thank you.
And your dad was an engineer.
Yes, indeed.
Good grief.
Yes, he was a big inspiration.
I mean, in 100 years, there'll be plenty of female deans, but now there aren't. And so how does it make you feel?
Well, it's a very interesting time, and things are changing.
Right.
When I first joined engineering, the very small female population.
How small? Really? Give us a sense. In your undergraduate classes.
In my undergraduate classes, there might have been 1 or 2 or 3.
Literally?
Literally.
Out of what, 100?
Literally out of, yes. It was very small. Very small. And when I became associate dean and now interim dean,
Right.
just in the last 5 years,
Right.
our undergraduate female population was less than 20%. It was maybe 15%. And now, since we started our Women in Engineering program a few years ago, our incoming freshman
Right.
class is 25 to 28% female.
But this is Cal Poly Pomona,
Cal Poly
so you
Pomona.
do attract the best of the best.
Yes.
So what I'm wondering is, what about nationwide, if you know? Are we seeing numbers at least growing?
Nationwide, the female percentage among engineering programs is about 18-19%, so it's very small.
But is it on an upswing?
On the upswing.
Okay. Why is this important?
Females make up 50% of the
Yeah,
population.
they do. Yes.
And to only have 18 to 19, 20% of the population represented is very small. So in order to maintain our competitive advantage
Right.
in the global economy, we want to make use of all the talent that's available.
And let me ask you, what about globally? Are more women engineers in Japan or France or Sweden than here, for example?
It varies around
does,
the
okay.
world. Some places it's higher, some places it's lower.
Are we in the middle, would you say?
Probably more or less in the middle, yes.
So what are you doing to convince young ladies, like my 2 daughters, that science is cool? I mean, it kind of is cool, and being a nerd is kind of cool these days,
yes.
but what are you
Yes.
doing?
So we have a Women in Engineering program that's very active. So we go out to schools, middle schools, high schools, elementary schools. We bring our college students there to do some fun and creative hands-on activities that are related to engineering. So girls at a young age can see that it's exciting, it's fun, and see how they can in the future make a really positive impact on the world, on society, by solving some of the really big problems.
So let me ask you, I mean, I happen to know someone who has an 8th grade daughter, maybe me,
Yes.
but since I have an 8th grade daughter that's about to enter high school, if I or someone like myself has an 8th grade daughter that's about to enter high school, what would you tell them if you see them being that STEM girl?
Yes. So engineering is a really creative field. There are so many opportunities to make a really positive impact in the world. Engineering is all around us.
Yes.
So cell phones that have become such a big part of our lives, those were designed and created by engineers. Also, many life-saving, health-related activities. So, for example, a heart pacemaker.
Right.
To enable that person to have a regular heartbeat and to have a good
Right.
quality of life, engineers are involved in creating and designing those. There's a whole range of activities.
And what should that high school freshman do to prepare if they do see engineering STEM being their path?
Yes. So I'd say take as many classes as they can related to math, science, broad-based. It's also really important, though, to have all the humanities. So to be able to communicate well, engineers need to be able to communicate their ideas to make them a reality.
So when do we hear the good news that maybe Dr. Cordelia Ontiveros will be the dean of the College of Engineering? I know I shouldn't be a partisan on this, but hey, how does this process work?
Well, the search is ongoing. It's a
Okay.
national search. There's a search committee. It's confidential until the candidates are announced publicly sometime in May, and sometime after that, we'll see.
We'll hear. You'll come back. Her name is Dr. Cordelia Ontiveros. She is the interim dean of the College of Engineering at Cal Poly Pomona. She's bringing young women to her institution. My name is Brad Pomerance. This is Time Warner Cable's local edition.